Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charles Johnson. I am the Executive Director for the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency. And I just want to thank everyone for joining into the second annual of the Maestro Construction Conference. And today we're going to talk about how to get certified with the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency. So some of the things that we want to talk about this afternoon, I normally do these in the morning, is the certification programs, the type of certifications, the areas that we cover for the local program as well as the federal program, the benefits of being certified, and then how to apply online for certification with the small minority women veteran-owned business enterprise, as well as the disadvantaged business enterprise and the airport concessionaire disadvantaged business enterprise. Talk about some of the NAICS codes that's going to be important, the HUB certification and some of the things that have changed with HUB, and also how to market your business. Just a bit brief synopsis on marketing your business, being certified, networking, and then just list of some of our resource partners. So certification, the agency, we have two programs, the local program and the federal program. In the local program, we have the small minority women veteran-owned. You'll see SBE, MBE, WBE, and VBE. And then that has been broken down in what we call designations, where you'll see with the minority piece, we've given it some identification. So you'll see AABE, which stands for African American Business Enterprise, Asian, ABE, and then the Hispanic HABE, as well as Native American NABE, and then you have your emerging small, as well as your disabled individual business enterprise. And just so that with the MBE, we broke down with the designations because of the demographics of San Antonio being majority, almost 70% Hispanic. And so we want to make sure that when they say count of your dollar spend, that the MBE will have a breakdown of those minority and the ethnicity of those groups. The federal program is governed by the Texas Unified Certification Program, also known as TUCP here in Texas. And we have the DBE, which is Disadvantaged Enterprise, and the ACDBE, Airport Concessionaire Enterprise. So in the breakdown of certification from the small business SWIMBY side, we have the whole alphabet soup, I would like to call ABE, AABE, DIBE. And for its purpose for eligibility, one must be, the business must be for profit, as well as one being a US citizen or legally permanent resident. And then also individuals have to submit their documentations to our office. And basically the submission of the documentation is just to kind of identify the services that you provide and making sure that who you say you are, you are. Also with the—
Charles, I don't think your PowerPoint is moving slides.
It's not?
No.
Oh, was moving on my side. Let me—
I see your mouse. So maybe put it in presentation mode.
I'm so sorry.
No, not a problem.
Let's see if it does it this way. I have it start from the beginning. I'm so sorry. Let's do this. Oh, wow. Hold on. I want to thank someone who pointed that out. I would hate to be going and nobody can see anything. Hold on. All right, so let's see, let's share the screen again. Okay, can you guys see me okay?
Yes, we can see your screen.
And I'm going to start it from the beginning again. Slideshow from the beginning. What do you see?
I see just still the title screen.
Okay, so I'm going to, do you see the
Maybe
objectives?
if you just want to click through the slides on the left, I think it'll change it that way.
Okay, I can do that as well. Oh, that's the first.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, that works.
All right. Maybe, okay. Okay, again, Charles Johnson with the South Central Texas Regional Certification Agency. Let's try this again. Okay, so some of the objectives that we're going to talk about, certification program, types of certification, the areas that we cover, the benefits of being certified, how to apply online, the NAICS codes and hub and some of its changes, how to market your business when you're certified, and then networking with your business and some of our resource partners. The certification, it has, we have two components. We have the local program and the federal program. The SMWBE is our local program. And as you can see in the slides that we have those broken down with the MBE, the Minority Business Enterprise, where you'll see the AABE, the ABE, HABE, and the NABE. And those are just to identify from a procurement standpoint, so that way when dollars are spent, that they will know what group or ethnicity received those dollars. And then you'll see the disabled as well as the emerging small business enterprise. Then for the federal program, we have the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, also known as DBE, and the ACDBE, which is the Airport Concessionaire Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. In the breakdown, mentioned the alphabet soup, where you'll see the different acronyms and what they the designations. One must be, the business must be for profit, as well as a U.S. citizen or a legally permanent residence. Okay, all participants and those who seek certification, they must provide the documentations that we require for certification. And we ask that you do that, you know, as that information is, that it comes to you. Because the faster you get the information to us, the faster we can get your business certified. Then with the federal program, you have the DBE, ACDBE. Again, we're all under the umbrella of the Texas Unified Certification Program, and the regulations that we follow via USDOT is the 49 CFR Part 26, Part 23. Part 26 is where your highway construction, well as your Part 23 deals with your airport. Question that we get asked a lot is there a fee to this? And in the areas that there is a fee, if you should be outside of the jurisdiction, but if you're within these counties that are listed, then your certification is free. Okay, no charge to you as a potential vendor. And those who are outside of the jurisdiction, there's a $250 initial fee, and then a renewal of $100 every 2 years. So for the DBE program, here are also the listed counties that we cover here in South Central. And as you can see with the color-coded map, it's broken into your Dallas area, Houston, Austin, your Corpus Christi, and then the remaining tan is yellowish color is all of TxDOT. So if you go outside of the counties that are listed here, then someone else will have to do your DBE, ACDBE certification. Some of the benefits, as I stated, it's free if you're within the counties that were listed. Also, the certification that is accepted by our member entities as well as corporate sponsors, and we'll show a few of those. And it's a competitive edge over your competitor. So if you and a competitor is bidding on a project that have goals attached to it where they're looking for small minority women-owned businesses, by you being certified, you have a better chance to being looked at and considered for the project versus that of those who are non-certified. But as it stands, you do not have to be certified in order to win a contract from any of our member entities and also corporate sponsors. Also, it increases your cash flow. That's just, we always, in any small business, cash flow is king. And then database visibility. We want to make sure that you have the ability to be seen and you're within our database and others. Also, another revenue stream to your business. Not too many businesses look to just have one revenue stream. And then also receive bid opportunities from various sources. Click. All right. To receive our application, right now with all of COVID, we're now 100% online. But so just go online, and that way you'll be able to see some of the information. One of the things that you see here with the local program and the federal program, one of the things we've done, we've left that up just for reading content. So that way it allows you to be able to know what the program's all about before you start to apply online. Then that leads into how to apply online. You go to our website or go through this particular link. You click on certification tab, create an account if you do not have one, and then start applying. Some of the things that will allow you to do online is the reciprocal reciprocity. And that just means if you're certified with one of our other TUCP members, then it's less paperwork that you will need to provide our office. Then also it gives you the out of juris application, its renewal, the local application and the renewal, as well as the DBE, ACDBE application and its affidavit, which is also its renewal. How to add your NAICS codes if you're seeking to expand. You have the ability to do that. And then any updates or changes that you need to make to your profile. So the NAICS codes, want to spend a little time here. It's your North American Industry Classification System, and it's a 6-digit code. And this is what we use and what you would use when you go to apply online for for certification. And it basically is just the code is what identifies your businesses, services, or product that you are rendering to the public. And so that's going to be real important that you make sure you identify the right NAICS codes that of the services that you provide. Also, vendors, we ask that you use at least 80% of where you get your dollars from are the NAICS codes that you should put into the application when you submit. And that's just, we know like for construction and many other industries, there are a lot of NAICS codes. So we want to get those main ones that you receive at least 80% of your dollars from. These are just some snapshots of what it looks like once you go online, just to give you just a window. Create an account, or if you already have one, you'll just do your login. And then you'll get to where it opens up and you'll be able to read some of the language, just kind of talks about the program and its meanings. And then you'll start seeing some hyperlinks in there. Please pay close attention to those hyperlinks, because those will be the ones that will identify what you're trying to certify for. And this works as a decision tree. Unlike some other applications that you may have, our application process is a decision tree. So be sure to look and read those hyperlinks before you click on them. And then again, just some more examples as you click on the hyperlinks and you'll see the expansion. Again, just be sure to read those items to ensure that you're picking the correct one. Sometime, just as an example, for the local renewal, some people will click on the DBE affidavit. And so when you do that, that's going to slow down the process of your application being processed. So just make sure you read those hyperlinks. Again, this is just some more information. It talks about the local program. It kind of shows once you start putting your information into the system, what it looked like, company type, your email, those sorts of things. Then you get to a screen here, and this screen here is important. This screen right here, it just identifies that once you click the little box, it basically starts your clock of certification. You'll have a total of 90 days to complete your application. You'll be provided reminders, and those reminders are there for you to let you know that you've not completed your application and to get that in. If we do not get an extension from you, or you request for an extension after 90 days, your application will be kicked out of the system, and there'll be no way for us to kind of retrieve it. So be sure to pay close attention to that. Then also you'll get to a section where you have mandatory documents. This is real important. The mandatory documents require that every field is something uploaded in each field. Let's take, for instance, a franchise agreement. Many of you guys may not have a franchise. So what you'll do is write a brief narrative to say that my business does not have a franchise agreement, and just put that in your browser, because every field, again, has to be something in it in order for it to advance forward. And then you'll have the required documents, and in the required document field, you just want to, it's a button that you can click NA and non-applicable, and then that will allow you to advance to the next section. In looking at the next section, you'll see where you'll have all the 4 different sections to complete. You'll see 0 out of 8, 0 out of 1 out of, so just make sure you complete each section. As you complete each section, the red arrow will turn into a green check mark as an identifier to let you know that that section has been fully completed. And so you'll do that all the way through the certification. Then you'll see a green toolbar at the top, and it'll kind of give a percentage of how much of the application is completed. So in this case, it's only 19% completed. So that just kind of gives you an idea of where you are. And once it gets to 100%, that lets you know your application has been submitted. One of the major questions that we get asked is, how long does the process take? You're looking at about 45 days for the local program, 3 to 5 weeks at best. We do have random site visits for the local program. So we ask that you give us 45 to 2 hours of your time, just set aside. It may not take that long, but just to leave that to the side so that way we can do a thorough site visit. And then for the federal program, it's 30 to 90 days. Now with that, we do have a mandatory site visit. So, but all of the site visits will be scheduled with you. So it's not a gotcha, catch you off guard. It will be one of those where you'll be able to know that we're coming and what time we're coming. How often do you renew? For the local applications, every 2 years as mentioned, and you'll get a 60 to 30-day reminder via email. So just make sure that check your spam, because sometime those emails may go to your spam and it's been sitting in there, and then all of a sudden you get a letter from us to say we're getting ready to close you out because we've not had any correspondence with you. So be sure to check your spam. Then the DBE, ACDBE is an annual affidavit. So that's every year that you will need to renew that. And also you'll receive a 30-day reminder. One of the things to keep in mind, if you should change anything between your time of renewal, please notify our agency. And then you'll see in red, make sure your emails are up to date, because that's how we will communicate with you for the most part, as well as for RFQs and bid solicitations. After you get certified, we'll ask you that you register with our member entities and corporate sponsors. That's one of the pieces that people leave off a lot and they do not do. And so they say, well, I got certified, but I don't hear from anyone. So please register with the member entities and corporate sponsors. Then also have an opportunity to attend any of the pre-bids that they may have. Even though we're virtual, a lot of people have mastered this whole virtual world, as we are doing right now. And they have pre-bids virtually. So be sure to attend those, because those are sometimes where the major players on projects will be hanging out at, and get a chance to put a name and face together. Then just put your marketing material, let people know that you're SWMB, you're certified, that sort of thing. Just be sure not to use your vendor ID number on any of your marketing material. Some networking opportunities here. You'll see we have the certification workshops. These are another one through the Maestro Center. the bots, any type of trade and expo shows, and all these are, you know, in person for the most part. And we're slowly getting back to that. So these are some areas that you want to go and just kind of network. Some of the member entities that you need to register, please do so. That way you're not only in our database, you're in their database as well. And that will allow them to send you bid solicitations directly from, based on your NAICS codes. We send out bid solicitations, but it will just be to the broad masses, where once you certify or register with any of the member entities, then they'll send you specifics that relate to your services. For the hub, a little couple of things have changed in that. We used to have a deal where we will have an MOA with the state of Texas, and we would make sure that your information would go to them after being certified through our agency. Well, come June the 1st, we will then and now take over the hub certification aspect. So that will be in our wheelhouse. So we'll have a little bit more control over the hub. And for hub, of course, the eligibility is a minority, women-owned, making sure you have your EIN information, Texas-based, and your ethnicity and citizenship, and then also a valid email address. Some of the frequently asked questions, just why do we have to turn in all this documentation that we request? And really, it's just for us to make sure that you say who you are and that you control and operate the business. Does our agency do hub zone or 8A certification? We do not. That is federal. You may contact the Small Business Administration for more detail. And for the third one, as I said, with the hub, we used to do an extraction every month, but starting June 1st, it will be more in our court. Some of our resources that we use to help us in some of this is the PTAC. We also work with SCORE, again, the Maestro Entrepreneur Center, Lift Fund, and the HCA, the Hispanic Contractors Association, as well as many of the local chambers. And that is my story, and that is my presentation. I want to thank the Maestro Center for an opportunity for us to be a part of this event, and hopefully I shared some information that was useful and beneficial. Here's my contact information here, and with that, I'll take any questions that are available.
Thank you, Charles. You did such a wonderful job explaining. We don't have any questions yet, but we can give people just a few minutes to see if they have any last minute things. Julie Irvin Hartman did say, thank you for touching on the non-applicable fields and how to address them.
You're very welcome.
So we can give them a few minutes just to see if they had any questions.
Or if nothing else, write down my contact information.
Yes, of course. Okay, we have a question from Crystal Royal. Can you speak about the importance of certifications and how this will impact bids?
The importance of certification is that this program was put together back in the early 80s, and it was to kind of help level the playing field for those who have been disenfranchised for a number of years, and that will be minorities and women. And so with the program, it just allows, and it just says to companies that if they receive state dollars or funding or federal dollars, that they must include small minority participation. So that's the crux and the wherewithal of why this program exists. And so with that, it just gives those who are certified an opportunity to be able to solicit some of those contracts that they probably normally wouldn't be able to get the way the system was set up. Good question.
Will the SCTRCA have any networking events soon that people should be aware of?
We hope that with the whole COVID piece, we hope that we will have our luncheon that we normally have, an annual luncheon. So we're still debating on that. And then we also have a bowling event that, just kind of more meet and greet So those things are coming up in the fall. And so stay tuned. I'll make sure that the center gets that information if we should have it.
Awesome. Okay, we have a question from Julia Martinez. Who determines what NAICS code to identify a small business is?
Those NAICS codes will be determined by yourself based on, and those NAICS codes come from the Small Business Administration. And I have a link on there with the website naics.gov or something. I think that's in the presentation. And basically, you decide what of your services and what you do. Those would be the NAICS codes that you would select and submit that into the application.
Awesome. Okay, I think if there are no more questions, thank you so much, Charles, for your wonderful presentation. We appreciate you taking out your time to do this for our conference.
Sure, it was an honor.
Our next session will begin at 1:45. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.